Haven't self-pleasured since 1996. I have realized since then the dopamine and serotonin levels of the pleasure centers of the brain are just as addictive as heroin. It's simply a matter of conditioning, like Pavlov's theory. Not unlike when ringing a bell while the dog salivates when eating the food. So too, when taking away the food when the bell rings, the craving triggers as your appetite, libido, responds not only to imagery but your own equipment associated with the pleasure, wherein you can't start to be turned on by like equipment on other men. So instead of being associated with intimacy, it's simply about being satisfied on whatever, whenever. You can recondition your libido to respond to intimacy and sentimentality instead of mere lust. To do this, I needed to close my eyes and picture my wife in her wedding dress, at the point of satisfaction instead of merely body parts. And sure enough, after only a few times my drive started to respond to my wife sentimentally. The added benefit was, I began to recognize the difference between that deep bonding love and the carnal response. When seeing other women on TV or on the street, men haven't had the best relations until it's a byproduct of the intended bonding as opposed to treating our bodies like a carnival ride and desensitizing ourselves. When men go to strip clubs and/or are addicted to imagery, they are sabotaging their own present and future marriage bed by raising expectations to not be able to properly bond. For all intents and purposes, this behavior is cheating on your spouse with yourself, which is why any and all physical desires need to be saved exclusively for the marriage bed. And no, not everything goes there either. Going in the back door, which has become a thing, is simply about lust. First of all, you're not facing your partner, and this behavior is not unlike what men do to each other in prison to gain power and control over another inmate. It is meant as a demeaning act and sends the same signal to your wife instead of the act being a mutual celebration of intimacy. For the same reason, I'm probably in a vast minority of men who see selfish satisfaction as emotionally abusive. Feeling intimately safe for a woman means she's not used as a plaything but honored with intimacy, and the pleasure being a byproduct instead of the point. To celebrate our wives and generate the respect husbands desire, we must be reprogrammed and deny the brainwashing that we are like animals responding to innate impulses. I am grateful to God the intimacy has resulted in the most satisfying relationship I could ever hope for.